we debuted a new series yesterday that we have called Fix Your Fits. It's a series that takes the mistakes of others and uses them to help you become better Capsuleers. And today we are going to be diving into wormhole space. Yes, today we are going into some wormy holes. So I wanted to do this next episode in this series about wormholes and how you can improve various things if you're actually going into wormholes. So what's that? We have it filtered here. We're on Zkill. Fix Your Fits, FYF coming in, the good acronyms. It's a wormhole space. We've got big ships. We've got 1 billion plus. And we're going to focus on like solo kills. We've got these filtered to solo because I want to, if it's just like a blob that killed somebody, that's kind of boring. You know, I want to see how people are dying in wormhole space and what's dying. So let's open up a couple of these that we see. Double, is that a paladin, bro? Yeah, show me some exploration ships. Let's see if we can find some with Tholos. Oh, a Viator? Yeah, show me. Let's start with a Viator today, chat. Let's start with a Viator. Let's see what that looks like. All right, so we've got this Viator is in Thera. This first Viator that we've got coming in. We're going to be looking at these fits and seeing how we can improve this, okay? So Viator's in Thera. Thera is one of the like wormhole hubs. Thera is like, call it the wormhole home. There's no home in wormhole space, but it is one of the biggest wormholes and is one of the most populated wormholes because of its size and because of the amount of stuff in there. So looks like it did die to a Gnosis. This is not unheard of. It was holding, yikes, it was holding 1.4 billion ISK. So far the fit doesn't look terrible. Well, we are gonna talk about it. Let's see how good the ganker did. Ooh, my guy was transporting 800 million ISK in a polarized launchers. Looks like, oh yeah, dude. Yo, that ganker is happy. Okay, so it did drop 238 million ISK. Paid for the Gnosis, most likely paid for the entire freaking ship. So that's really well done there. Awesome. They did drop the, is this a rig? Oh, because they had rigs in the cargo. Okay. So my man was crafting a bunch of stuff. Look, 7,000 things, 10 eye stamps, 30 torpedo launchers, and then used his Viator to try to get it out. But I'll tell you, we got some pretty glaring issues with this fit. So let's see how we can fix it. Let's go open up our old in-game notepad here, and we're going to show you how we can fix this. If you're unclear, this is going to be on YouTube. So everyone say hi, YouTube. Everyone wave to the YouTube overlords. Hi, YouTube. Hello. So let's see how we can fix this. Now, I fly a Viator myself, okay? I'm a fan of Viators. I can tell you right now that this fit is odd. There's a lot of, at first I was like, oh, it's a good fit. It's odd. First of all, what is the Viator? Viator is a Tech 2 transport ship, Tech 2 hauler. It gets a bonus to warp speed. It's a covert ops cloaky ship. All of the transport ships, okay, all of the blockade runners, which the Viator is going to be a cloaky, slippery ship. It can fit a covert ops cloak, so you really want to lean into that. It's not a tanky ship, although my tank is a 34K because I pump it up and get it done. All right, so just very awesome ship. Is one of my favorites. I use it all the time. First things first, we are running into wormhole space. There are bubbles, so a nullifier is correct. Let's pull up the fit right here so you can see it as well. Nullifier is correct. Covert ops cloak is correct. These are the right things to do. So this is, first and foremost, this is correct. This is correct. We are seeing a burst jammer. I got to tell you, this is the right move. However, you can't use both of these, correct? Module ceases to function when a burst jammer is fit. So, he's got a nullifier that is, it just doesn't work. The nullifier's like,
nah, bro, listen. I don't mess, that burst jammer and I are mortal enemies. I will not, I don't like him.
It literally doesn't work. So if he went to go click the burst jammer, it straight up ceases to function. This is a balancing issue because burst jammer plus nullifier means you basically can never be caught. Okay, he's hauling, not reading. That's good, that's real good. So this is a mistake. So we have to pick one of these. What would I do in wormhole space? I gotta tell you, we're gonna get rid of the burst jammer and we're gonna pick the nullifier because bubbles are everywhere. Now, this is a bit of a, you have to know the meta. And if you are getting constantly bubbled, then it's the nullifier. But if you're getting locked on by 10 ships, and that's like what keeps happening to you, you just, oh, there's another bunch of ships, then you have to use the burst jammer, because the burst jammer is going to maximize the chance you get unlocked. You unlock them, and if 10 ships are scramming you, it doesn't matter if you got a nullifier, right? So that's what I would do. But let's just assume the nullifier is right. We'll go from there. So medium shield extender, yes. Sure, we'll leave that on. This is a mistake. Now, here's the thing. In Thera, in a wormhole where there's bubbles, which is where we are, okay? We're in a wormhole. We're hauling out of wormhole. There's two ways to get out of bubbles. Either you're going to have a nullifier, or you're going to have a prop mod that's going to be able to get you out of the bubble. So he's fit for movement speed in the lows, which we're going to talk about because this is weird. This is not the right fit for this, okay? So it's not the right modules for this because it takes away your tank. We're gonna talk about it, okay? So if you're gonna do this though, you should use an afterburner. I know the warp drive makes you go faster, but if you're scrammed, if you're disrupted, which you probably will be if you're getting ganked, the warp drive ceases to function. So this should be an afterburner, okay? So let's just take this out. Now let's get to the lows. What you want to fit the Viator for is for tank and align speed. Because since you have a covert ops cloak, the moment you press you come out of warp, you press cloak, you're good. You just have to get off grid. So align speed is number 1 with these guys, okay? Number 1. We're gonna get rid of these. That said, because you're in dangerous areas of space, you want to have a warp core stab. He died to a single gnosis, okay? 1 gnosis pointed him. So you fit the warp core stab. Between the warp core stab, the nullifier, and the covert ops cloak, this is going to stop you. Now, or stop them from messing with you. Now, I don't think a gnosis can bubble. Correct? Gnosises cannot use, they're not a dictor, right? So they cannot fit a bubble. I know Gnosis is one of those like Jovian ships, so it can fit a lot of different stuff. Correct? I don't think this can bubble. So, since he got ganked in a Gnosis, let's fit for anti-Gnosis. Ready? What we're gonna do is we are gonna go back to the ECM jammer. Let's go back to the jammer. Okay, let's go burst jammer. All right. So it's not a dictor. Exactly. Okay. You can anchor a bubble, sure, but it's not a dictor. But assuming he's descanning and doing something correct, let's fit for the anti-gnosis. Okay. 1 gnosis scrams him. Let's say he has a bunch of points. Well, let's say he doesn't. Let's say he has one disrupt. The warp core stab is good. If he has those other things, this is where the jammer comes in. Okay. The warp disruptor. This is why this is such a big deal, having a burst jammer on there, okay? Not the heavy one. Let's just go to the normal one. A warp disruptor is gonna, let's go to the tech 2s, because that's typically what's gonna happen. A warp disruptor has a range of, let me find it, where the heck is it? 24, okay? But it only has a strength of 1. So that's where your warp core stab comes in. The warp core stab counters the warp disruptor, because it only has a strength of 1. This has a strength of 2. You're more than him, so you're going to be able to get out. What if he has another point? A warp scram has a strength of 2, and yes, it can have a strength of 3 as well if you do the faction one. So then they're going to have like a point strength of 4 or 5. Your disruptor is useless unless you can get rid of the lock, because the range of the scram is 9k, 12k. If it's a gnosis, it's not going to be like the 15k's, whatever. The burst jammer, my skills take it out to 18. Okay, so you're going to be able to unlock them so the scram doesn't fit. So just like the warp core stab counters the disruptor, the ECM jammer counters the scram. Does that make sense? Those two combined are going to get rid of the 5-point strength and let you get the heck out. So this is it. And of course, the Gnosis can insta-lock you. This is a good point. So keep it going with this burst jammer. Make it so they just keep it going. They can't lock you. You minimize the lock. You keep it going. So you're never ever, ladies and gentlemen, you are
never safe and Eve.
But you can minimize the chance that you get pointed, all that other stuff. So let's look at the rest of his modules, and then we'll go to my Viator fit. Damage control is correct. Then we do have an EM resist and a core field defense resist. I gotta tell you, these need to be tech 2s. These need to be tech 2s. Y'all, you're already getting how much? We were hauling 1.4 billion ISK. The ship fit was only 160 million ISK. So he's hauling 1.2 billion ISK. You gotta have tech 2 rigs. Spend the money. This is ridiculous. Okay, you push those stats and go forward. Let me show you my Viator fit for dangerous areas of space. Okay, let me show you mine. We're gonna do Potch. Here's my utility hauler that I typically fly in Potchfin. Let me show you. Now, we've got it fit for tank. We're at 35k EHP. How much was his tank? 19k, so we almost have double what he has. Okay, so we've got 35k EHP. The resists are nice. We've got the double, we have medium, large. We've got covert ops. There's bubbles all over the place in Potchfin, and I need to be able to get the heck out. So that's why we choose the interdiction nullifier. But just like I just told you, I will swap out the nullifier for a burst jammer if the meta of the area, whatever, calls for it. We don't run nanofibers. He was running nanofibers in the lows. Nanofibers. These reduce your armor or hull strength. They reduce your HP. They give you align time and on-grid speed. We don't need on-grid speed. We're a daggum Viator. We're a hauler, and the only thing you would use for that is an afterburner if you're trying to get out of the bubble. It's the wrong thing. And then finally, we have a warp core stab. And ya boy, we got a Tech 2 EM shield reinforced around here. Why the Tech 1 polycarbon? There's 2 rigs that affect your align speed. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to go for sub 4. We've talked about this in the past, but your align speed works like this. If you have 4 seconds or 3 seconds. If you're 3.9 or 3.1, it doesn't matter. The game just thinks you're sub 4 as far as a server tick is concerned. So your goal with align speed is always to get it as close to the top as possible. So we want to be sub 4. It's a waste of money if we go Tech 2 polycarbon engine. Let me show you. Tech 2 polycarbons put us to sub or 3.72. Oh, wow. Yes. Tech 1, 3.79. It's a waste of money for me to have a Tech 2 module on this because we're already sub 4. Okay, so that's a very big point. Many of you don't fly like this, so this is important to know. Why are we using polycarbons instead of low frictions? There's 2 rigs that affect your align speed. The first one is a low friction. Let me find it. It's astronomics. The first one is a low friction. Low friction purely affects align time. It's only going to give you inertia. So it's just going to impact your align time right here. It's stronger at affecting align time than a polycarbon is. Polycarbon gives you align time and on-grid nav speed. My rule that I normally fit with is, if our align speed is good, I don't pick low friction, I go with polycarbon. Because I don't need more align speed, I'm already sub 4. So then, I'll get a little bit more on-grid speed just to be able to round out the stats. Again, you don't need on-grid speed. Okay, it's like last. I don't have a prop mod, we're not going to be doing that. But I don't need more align if I'm already sub 4. If I throw on a low friction, watch it. I throw on a low friction. 3.7, whatever. It doesn't matter, okay? So that's why we use a polycarbon engine. This whole fit is 172 million ISK. I haul billions of ISK in this. This is the right way to do it. Do I have an in-game chat channel? I do. It's Loru Gaming, and in fact, I will drag and drop this into there while we're talking. There's my Viator fit for y'all. So that's how I would fix this fit. Any closing arguments here? This fit, the problem with this fit is, first of all, it's fit for movement speed. If you're gonna do that, you must have an afterburner, in my opinion, so you can get out of bubbles. This kind of ship isn't really built for that. You want to go for as fast a line as possible and for good tank, so that if you get caught, then you're able to tank stuff and then get out and have options in the form of interdiction nullifier or jammer, warp core stab, etc. So that's how I would fix this fit. 07 to that guy. Sorry about your ISK loss. Well, you're gonna learn today. We want an Astero. We got a Tengu. Let's do the Astero because I think it'll be easier to explain. The other ones are just gonna be like bigger ships. So we have an Explorer Astero that got ganked by another Astero, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is at most Explorers intro to PvP is when you're in an Astero and you get killed by another Astero. let's check out the fits. We got a good looking top. I would have a better scanner. You got to have at least the Tech 2 probe launcher, my guy. Come on. This is pretty standard, okay? We'll talk about it, chat. This is pretty standard, and I'll tell you why this is bad. Ugh. No, dude. What is with the SIG amps? It's not a bad module. If you've already got the rest of your bases covered. What is this? No, dude. Oh, he's got the hyperspatials. Okay. All right. Oh, no. Oh, he was at this for a while. He was in a C3. Excuse me, chat. I've been sick for 2 weeks. Thank you. I continue forward. He was in a C3. Looks like he just got back from a ton of exploring. Oh my God, dude. He even had some of the, so he was doing the Winter Nexus, I think. So how did this guy make out? Astero. He got the big drops. Oh, and he got the good salvage too. Ugh. Oh, that is a rough dude. That is a rough dude. He did have a yurt. He had a mobile depot. He didn't deploy it. Okay, so the first big tip before we even go into any of this, he had a mobile depot. A really good tip for people that are exploring. If you are in a wormhole, drop a mobile depot in a safe point and dump your loot into that mobile depot. The mobile depot cannot be killed for a couple days, okay? If someone comes at the mobile depot and they take it down to structure, it takes, is it a day after the mobile depot is put into hull? Do you have a day until it is destroyable? The mobile depots are like other stations, like other structures. It's 2 days, 48 hours. Thank you, ECM. It goes into invulnerable for 2 days. So you base, and that's assuming someone finds it. And the yurt is hard to scan down. So the first tip I have for you, if you've got this much crap in your inventory, drop the depot and then deposit it. The mobile depot has an inventory space, okay? The mobile depot has an inventory space. I literally have some yurts here. How much? How much we got? 4,000 M3, okay? And it's really, the yurt is really hard to scan down. Look at this 400 scanner strength compared to the base mobile depot of 50. Mobile depots are like 1 or 2 scans and then you find them. The yurt, you have to really be looking for it. You know, you have to have really good skills, hard to find. So dump your stuff. My rule is if I have 100 million ISK, I'll go drop stuff off. I'll go drop stuff off. So, all right, he's kicking himself, Lotus, for sure. So the first tip on this fixed fit is don't have all this loot in your cargo. Drop it off. Let's see if we can fix this fit, okay? Let's simulate this. He was killed by another Astero in a C, what rank wormhole? C3, good wormhole, good looking wormhole. And this other Astero has faction drones, so he's doing a bunch of damage, tons of damage. All right. Chat, you already know what I'm gonna do. Okay, this is an Explorer fit in a wormhole. We're gonna completely get rid of hyperspatials. Do not fit hyperspatials ever if you're in really in most cases, okay? It's just not a good rig. It increases your warp speed. And you might say, oh, I go much faster. I go from 5 to 6. In practicality, what that gets you is nothing. It actually hurts you in the long run because when you're ganked like this, it just doesn't take, you know, it just doesn't help you survive, okay? Now, we can see why he did it. He's got the small gravity capacitor. This increases your scanning strength bonus by 15%. But he's got a Tech 1 module on. So 120 is really low. Without this, it's at 104. So all that for like 16 more, you gotta get, the next thing you gotta do, my guy, you're scanning around, spend the money, get you a sister core probe launcher, okay? It's so worth it, pathetically worth it, okay? Now we're up to one. Now you might say that's not a lot, only 130. That extra bump matters quite a bit. Keep it going. When you start going above 100, keep it going. I'm surprised this is so low. 130? Am I doing something wrong here? Is something reducing my like scanning strength or something? That seems way lower than it should be. I don't know. So I also wouldn't use this. You don't need this, okay? All right. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You're in an Astero, all right? You're getting bonuses to probe strength already. You put in a Sister Core probe launcher, you're just a little bit less than you were already. And I might use implants, but if I'm going into dangerous areas, let's fit for what he's doing. He's going into a wormhole. How would I fit this? So I would put in a Sister Core probe launcher. This is the worst low slots you could ever do, okay? The Astero is an armor tank ship. You get armor resists, and I believe nanofibers reduce armor. They reduce hull, but still, this is not a good thing. Now, he's got now look, he's still sub 2 align. Look at that. Now, you might say, oh, I want to go very fast. Take me 3,600. Did that 3,600 help against this Astero? Nope. You know why? Because the Astero had him pointed. The other Astero had him disrupted. The MWD did nothing. Fit a afterburner and call it a day. And this whole low slot just has to go. So this fit is so bad, I actually have to just like go get to my own. So let's find the one we take into low sec dangerous areas. That's not it, because that's a ligature. Here's my gank Astero. Where's my did I delete that fit? Oh, I might have deleted that fit. Okay, all right, well, let's start with this one, but then we're going to fix... This is my high sec fit where we do fit the hyperspatials, because this is for the Winter Nexus. I only use this in high sec. Fine, let's strip the fit. Start from 0, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. All right, first and foremost, you're in dangerous areas of space. Damage control. Warp core stab. Come on now, y'all. The guy didn't have... Did he have a... No damage control. Okay, none. What's his EHP? 3K. Ugh. He's made of paper, dude. He's made of paper. So strip the fitting. Warp core stab. Damage control. Easy peasy. Boom. Immediately. No questions asked. There it is. We're going to close. Excuse me. Now, we are a scanny ship. So we're going to fit a relic analyzer. We're going to mainline this. We're not going to use a cargo scanner typically. Okay? Typically. Here's why in just a moment. We are going to fit a covert ops cloak. And we're going to fit a Sister Core scanner. Okay? Not the expanded, obviously. Scanner. Okay? And let's... oh my god, I don't know why. Oh my god, I have all of his crap in here. So annoying. Alright, let me just get rid of all this. I'll keep those in there. Thank you. And we'll put this here. Okay, good. And he had no drones, because they probably died. So here's your, like, base setup. We also want an afterburner in the mids. Let's do that right now. Okay. I'm down here. We're going to get an afterburner. You want some kind of prop mod for a couple reasons. We're not going to necessarily overprop this, so let's just put a 1 MN in there. You still go 1,000. You still go 1,000. So, you know, fine, easy peasy. So, you're in wormhole space. Our high slots are limited. So we're not going to be able to fit an interdiction nullifier. So we're going to get a burst jammer, y'all. And our CPU doesn't matter, because we're not going to be doing all of these activities, okay, at the same time. Stable with this. So we've got a burst jammer with an 18. Now, the final thing that we need to do when we go into low is get some more utility and some more tank and some more get me the hell out of here. I'm pretty sure it's going to be inertia. Eye stabs. I think that is what we need. We need to be able to get the hell out as quickly as possible. Okay, show me eye stabs. Can we get sub 3? We can get sub 3 with these two. So here's where the fun begins, y'all. Okay? We want some tank. We want some tank. So what I think we do is we fit one of these. Give me a type D, because we're still... Can we do 2 type Ds? 2 type Ds get me to sub 3. Okay? So let's go for a shield extender in the mids. You're going to see why in just a sec. We have enough to fit a large shield extender. Oh, no. Did not... Oh, I was going to say, what the heck? There's no way. We cannot fit a large... Let's go medium shield extender. Easy. Okay. So we're already up to 7k EHP. Very nice. So since we're shield tanked, we're going to go for EM in the rigs. And we're going to do Tech 1 rigs because we're going into dangerous areas of space. Okay. And then we're going to do 2 shield extenders. Okay. We're going to go for buffer. Give me core defense. Core defense. Okay. So we're at... This is a decently solid fit. Core defense extenders. We're at 8,300 EHP. So here's why. Covert Ops Cloak. To be able to warp around, scan stuff down. 114 is plenty. You have a relic analyzer. You're going to have a data analyzer and a mobile depot in the cargo. You're going to switch them out as needed. The afterburner is for 2 things. Afterburner is for you to be able to get out of heated. We go almost 14. You're gonna be able to get out of bubbles reliably enough with the afterburner. Not an MWD, because it takes away the rest of our stats, and when they point you can't use the MWD. The burst jammer is to unlock people that have big points on us, okay? Big, stuff. You can then have some shield tank in the mids because you need some kind of tank here. We don't want to fit a multi-spectrum because we have only 900 EHP, 900 shield. You got to slap something on there, so do that. Warp Core Stab is to get rid of those single points. A damage control tech 2 because, well, we need the damage control. It's the best module for the slot to well round out our tank. We have a sub 2-second align time without even tech 2 eye stabs. Now, here's the thing. We can check out nanos in the lows. We can. Because we already have sub 2, we can go to type Ds, and we're still sub 2 align, and this is going to increase our velocity. So we go another 150 with the afterburner. Let's go another nano, and we're at 450. How much? Now we're at 1230. Okay. So normally we say, and we're sub 3. Now before, were we sub 2 before? Or were we sub 3? Inertia. I'm going to look. With type Ds, we were sub 3. Okay. So with eye stabs and nanos, we're sub 3. Now the nanos take away our hull HP. So we go down to 8K. But this, I think, is the better option. For cloaky ships, let me explain. No, I see chat. Metamorphosis has bonus to warp core strength, not the Astero. Okay, so this is my personal thing. Okay, sub 3 with AB, that is, should be sub 2 without AB. Sub 2 without AB. Sub 2-second align, and we go how much heated? 1600, because this afterburner is how we get out of bubbles. That's a big deal. This is a well-kitted Astero. Let me break it down. If you're long pointed, you can get out of it. This counters the long point. This counters the short point. This lets you go from all of the hacking points very effectively, because time on grid is still something you have to consider when you're getting hopped on by stuff. You can overheat it to go 16 out of a bubble if you need. We're going to have a relic analyzer and a data analyzer with a mobile depot in the cargo, so you could swap as needed. We have almost 8k EHP, good enough. We have a damage control and the type Ds. You don't need to bling for the tech 2s because we have a sub 2-second align. If your stats aren't as good, then you can do tech 2s, call it a day. Some of you were saying, why not tech 2 rigs? Let me show you why. Okay. Let me show you why. I know I spelled this wrong. Cheap danger scan. Okay. We're at 129. Oh, we need drones. We need drones, chat. One sec. What do we fit? Since you have the warp core stab, you can only throw out a bunch of drones at once. So we're just going to load it up with EC drones. You don't need anything else. You're not here to fight. You're here to get out. So you can only throw out 2 drones at once because the warp core stab cuts your bandwidth. So remove damage control, put overdrive. No. I kind of agree. We only lose 14k EHP. For the sake of argument, it's a really good comment. Let's look at it. Overdrives are going to make us go way faster. Let's see. We go 13, 12, and heated, we're gonna go 1760. What do y'all think? Put overdrive? That might be it, dude. That might be it. I just like the damage control because the EHP is just more chances. That's all. So that Astero kill really shook him. I think it did spit. So some of you might say, why not the cargo scanner? Here's my thing. You can cherry pick if you want to. I know some people are like, yo, I don't want to do those things. I want to fit the cargo scanner because I want to be able to know what's in the various cans. Yeah, but you lose out on this effectiveness. You're the people, the cargo scanners are the people in wormhole space, are the people that the battle Asteros are going to be able to gank. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I think the damage control is better. What I'll tell you is you should test it, y'all. You should test it and see what you like. Let me show you why I don't think Tech 2 modules are good. So we're at 130 million-isk. Okay. Let's throw in Tech 2 modules. Let's throw in Tech 2 modules. Oop. Tech 2 rigs. Now we're at 149. Okay. Not too much more. We go up to 8,500. So all that, another 20 million-isk for only 600 more EHP. You know, really not that much more for 20 million-isk. I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze there. I don't think so. So let's do this. Only 600 more EHP. I'm running Tech 2 rigs, y'all. Or Tech 1 rigs, excuse me. I don't think that's worth it. So, because you have to understand if you're going into dangerous areas of space, you're probably going to lose this ship. We have a bunch of modules here kitted out to be able to counter various things, but you are
never save an Eve.
And this, I think, is a much better fit. The nanos work because we cannot fit the nullifier. I know that we like memed on him for having a bunch of nanos, but he had so many nanos and a signal amp, it didn't fit with the overall structure of the ship. Do you see the difference between this ship, which has a bunch of get out of jail free cards? You have a tool belt, you have options, it's still functional and you have options. This guy was like, I'm gonna scan everything and be easy pickings for just another Astero. So is it cherry picking to save themselves time or waste the time of others? Talking about cherry picking cans is a discussion for another video. Quite frankly, I don't think it matters. It's just one of those things. Consider this fit fixed. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want more of this kind of video, make sure you sub right here on YouTube. And if you're enjoying this section on how to fit ships on all the various things, we got that full playlist right here for you. We'll see ya in the next video, y'all. Thanks very much. We'll see you soon.